You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
And today on this Friday review, I have three excellent product reviews to bring to you today. These are all things I use in my practice right now. Really enjoy all of them. And so let's get right into it. But again, if you ever want me to review a particular product, you're like, hey, what do you think about this product? Just send it over to me. As long as I don't think that you're trying to promote a product of your own, I'm happy to review that, happy to give you my opinion, and would love to do that. Again, best way to get in touch with me, just go to stephencabral.com/Ask Cabral and ask me anything, literally anything, or just send a comment. Let us know how we're doing. I'd love to hear that as well. All right, so let's get started on the Friday review. All right, the first one we're going to get started today with is a book. By now, I'm sure you know that I enjoy reading, that I read multiple books per week. Just, it's a passion of mine, but also I do it because I want to bring you the very best. No agenda, nothing. I'm happy to promote certain authors, whoever it might be, as long as they have great work and that it's not self-aggrandizing or self-promoting where it's just kind of like an ego-based trip. So there's a book, I believe she's a functional medicine practitioner. She is an MD. Her name is Dr. Susan Blum, and it says her co-author is Michelle Bender. So her book is called The Immune System Recovery Plan. It's a great, not little book, but it's a great, pretty big book. I believe it has about 300 pages or so, like most books do, right? 250 to 300 pages. There's a bunch of recipes in the back, though, so it doesn't take up too much space. And I think it's a pretty nice book, especially if you have an autoimmune-based issue or you've been dealing with a chronic-based issue. So what I like to do is I like to just give people a little bit of excerpts from each book, and they can decide maybe if it's worth reading for them, or it maybe the knowledge will then allow them to do something about their overall health. So what she likes to do is she likes to start talking about how food is really medicine, and how what you put into your body either makes you healthier or makes you more sick, and how a disease does not just happen overnight. As I've been saying, of course, myself, it happens over a period of years and decades. So then it's also understanding how stress causes disease. Stress elicits a series of inflammatory or anti-inflammatory based protocols in the beginning and then inflammatory, and it also constricts the body in something called the fight or flight based response. When this happens, we start to get arterial-based damage. We start to get higher levels of cortisol. We start to get higher levels or estrogen dominance because we get lower levels of DHEA. We get lower levels of testosterone, lower levels of progesterone. I mean, there's so many different cycles that happen within the body. We're not going to make that a whole episode, but all of this does contribute to poor health. Then we're going to talk about the gut and really how the gut, it is the factor which eventually leads to either robust health or poor health. And that's because your gut is what allows you to not only absorb nutrients, but also manufacture nutrients and neurotransmitters for your brain as well. Kind of those happy things like serotonin, dopamine, all that great stuff. And for sleep, melatonin. So really, really vital that your gut is working properly. Plus, 75% of all your immune system lies right outside that gut and in those gut walls. When I say gut, I mean intestines. So obviously that would be vital, right, to have your gut functioning properly. And then she goes into liver detoxification and how detox really is such a vital way of getting well again. So this is, when you look at that, that's like my entire philosophy. And now I'm not just promoting her book because it's part of my philosophy, because honestly, it's the truth. It's just the way it is. It's how people get better. It's how you'll get better too, or you'll lose weight. Let's say if weight loss is a goal of yours, you have to get your body healthy. That's just the way it is. So let's go into a little bit today. I thought you would find this somewhat interesting in how the gut starts to break down, but also how that leads to autoimmune-based issues. So I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, Blum, starts to talk about how there's actually 5 different types of gut dysbiosis. That gut dysbiosis just means that there's an imbalance in your intestines. Now, we use organic acid testing to find out what that imbalance is. Again, you can just go to our store right online. You'll actually see the test that we recommend. And if you have a health practitioner in your area, run it with them. If not, definitely run it with us. You'll get all of my recommendations. You'll get to work specifically with the wellness plan that I designed for you. And then you'll also work directly with myself and my team on any questions and feedback. So it's basically a customized plan for you. Now let's go over what Susan talks about. So she talks about how there can be insufficient bacteria in your gut. That means not as much good bacteria as you need to push out the bad bacteria. She also talks about how there can be small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So too much bacteria, like Clostridium-based bacteria. There can also be what's called an immunosuppressive gut, which means there's just too much yeast. There's too much candida, which is pushing out a lot of the good-based immune cells, like secretory IgA. She could talk about inflammation and how inflammation can actually be breaking down a lot of the gut wall, the intestinal wall, and then how that will lead to decreased absorption of good nutrients. And then she talks about parasites and how many people could have parasites and not even know it. Now, if you're someone with loose stool, acne, a lot of maybe dark circles, a lot of digestive-based issues, if you have loose stool multiple times per day, and it especially gets worse, meaning at night, please do get yourself tested for parasites as well, especially if you traveled outside of the country and was exposed to anything that gave you that type of symptom as well, like I said, the diarrhea and loose stool. Now, let's talk about this real quick, and I know I'm making this a whole episode on this, but essentially, she's going into how autoimmune-based issues, I'll let you read it. Okay, the specific excerpt that I was talking about is from page 189, and how that pretty much every single person with an autoimmune-based issue, it stems from and starts with leaky gut or intestinal-based permeability. And the reason is this. Your immune system just goes wild when you have all of these proteins and different molecules seeping into your bloodstream because your gut's too permeable, it lets too much through. From that, you create inflammation, you create increased white blood cell activity, you increase something called molecular mimicry, which can then start attacking your own cells. So again, great book. You can get started on your own. You can, of course, read the book. You can get started on your own doing an organic acids test like I talk about on the website. Or, again, you can start to just go over whatever you believe makes sense for you. And sometimes that's just a consultation with the practitioner as well. So let's go over our next item so I don't take too long on that. All right, the next item today is actually a supplement. It's a supplement that I really do like. This is actually a fantastic supplement. You know, we typically say there's a lot of supplements out there, and there's a lot of excellent supplements out there, but a lot of them don't work. I mean, meaning like they work, but you don't actually feel them right away. So like there's so many great things you could take. Let's just say coenzyme Q10 or turmeric. Now, some people will feel it because they need the decrease in inflammation, or they need the boost in energy, but a lot of people are just taking them proactively because they know that they're great for them. They know that they decrease inflammation. But this one product right now, it's by Banyan Botanicals, or also pronounced Banyan Botanicals. Really great company. They use a lot of organic-based products, and it's Ayurvedic. And you know that I'm a big proponent of Ayurvedic medicine when done correctly. So this product is called 7 Herb Energy. Now, there's a lot of fake energy products out there, meaning like there's energy drinks and they're all filled with caffeine and fake B vitamins, synthetic B vitamins. Well, this product right here is something I keep on hand. And what I do is I use one dropper, which is pretty much 30 drops. So 1 milliliters is 30 drops of this particular product. I put it under my tongue. It's a liquid. And I allow it to sit there for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. And that goes directly into my bloodstream, directly into my capillaries, and it gives me an immediate boost when I need it. Now, how often do I use this? Maybe every 2 weeks or so if I'm feeling a little bit low. Let's say I'm coming back from lunch. I've had a big morning, maybe lunch meeting, whatever it might be. And then I do go for my walk and all that. But let's say I want a little bit of a boost of energy and I don't want to do coffee. I don't want to do something that's very stimulating. I'm going to use this particular product. And it really does. I'll tell you right now, about, I would say 8 or 9 out of 10 times, which is really high, it's going to give me an immediate boost of energy and just enough to get me going, but not too much of a stimulant. So what are the herbs in this? It's ashwagandha, which keeps you balanced, keeps you from getting too high. American ginseng, it gives you some red Chinese ginseng, gokshura fruit, Brahmi, gotu kola, which is great for brain function as well. Licorice root, that's where that boost comes from the licorice root. And then also ginger. So really great for absorption as well. Very much enjoy the product. You can try it out for yourself. I'm not even sure how much it costs, but it can't be more than maybe like $20 to $30. And again, if you use it like I do, just every once in a while, it'll last you forever. It really will. I don't think these products expire for about 2 years. So I'll link it up in the show notes. I'll link it up with where to get it, and you can get it on your own if you choose to. Again, if you choose it's right for you. Now, the last product I want to get to today is a product that we use not only in my wellness practice in Boston, but a lot of people are using outside of just like in general to start drinking more water. And it's called infused water. Now, a lot of people know about infused teas, but what this is, these are actually water bottles that you can carry around with you or pitchers of water that you can keep at your house. Now, we have glass, of course, at the Wellness Center. We're trying not to use plastic. And these glass cylinders, we put sliced cucumber in. You probably heard me mention it before. And what it does, the water, when it sits with the cucumber, it starts to pull the flavors of the cucumber out. So when you're drinking it, you get this really cool, crisp cucumber, and you get a lot of the hydration, those properties as well from the cucumber too. So nice minerals, really, really, people love it. Great feedback. So of course, we want to keep doing that. But there's other things you can do. Like literally, you could go to, I was just looking on Amazon.com for you to see which ones that might be good infusers. So they have this thing called the Aqua Fusion, which is a BPA-friendly 24-ounce water bottle. So that's 3 glasses of water. And you can actually, so what it does, you put your fruit or you put your veggies or whatever you want to do right in the middle, and the water just infuses with it, but you don't drink the vegetables or the fruit slices when you go to tip it up to your mouth. That's really nice. So you can keep adding water to it throughout the day, and then of course throw the fruit away that night because it's no longer going to be good. It's going to start to rot after that point. So you can just look on Amazon for water infuser, which I believe is what I typed in. So there's one that gets good reviews called Aqua Fusion. There's another one called Infuser Water Bottle. Just make sure if it's plastic, you do look for the BPA free, and never put these in the dishwasher ever. Hand wash them, and that way there it doesn't get too hot with the water. It doesn't start to pull the plastic in, even if it is BPA free. So here's some good recipes. I know I'm going a little bit over my 10-minute mark, but I think you'll enjoy some of these recipes. Some of the best ones that I think are great. You might not have thought about this mixture before, but sliced strawberries and mint leaves is fantastic. Really, really refreshing. Really nice to add to water. And again, these infusers make it easy. Lemon and lime, so sliced lemons, sliced limes. Excellent. Now, of course, you could just squeeze lemon and squeeze lime into your water, but it's nice to infuse it as well. Do make sure if you're just slicing the lemon and lime that you always wash the outside of the peel, because if you're going to keep the peel in there, you want to make sure there's no waxes or residues on that. Another great one is just putting orange slices into your water. Orange slices, or maybe some orange and blueberry, but really just orange slices is just absolutely great. Love that. Just raspberries and blackberries in there, really nice as well. So hopefully these 3 reviews helped you today. These are all products that I use myself. Really enjoy every single one of them. And again, if there's anything you would ever like me to review, I'd be happy to do that. Simply go to StephenCabral.com/Ask Cabral. And of course, you can get the show notes from every single podcast and all the links to what we recommend by going to just StephenCabral.com. Click on the podcast, and you can just look for the latest episode. Thank you, everyone, for once again tuning into another Friday review. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.